Hello, everyone. My name is Jalen Jones. I'm here with Megan Clority. Is this your first podcast?
It is my first podcast for WRAL,
This is your first podcast for WRAL. Welcome to the WRAL Daily Download. If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're listening to us on podcasts, rate us, review us, leave us 5 stars. We really appreciate all you guys. The community is what makes WRAL unique. We are here today. We have a sentencing happening tomorrow, a really big one for a major event that really shook Raleigh to its core. On October 13th, 2022, a shooting spree began inside the Thompson family home in a Hedingham community and ended at the nearby Neuse River Greenway. In addition to the murder charge for the death of his brother, Austin Thompson is charged with the murders of an off-duty Raleigh police officer, Gabriel Torres, 29, who was on his way to work when he was shot. Mary Marshall, Nicole Connors, Susan Carnatz, and another police officer, Casey Clark, and Michelle Gardner were injured as well. Austin Thompson pled guilty to 5 counts of murder, 2 counts of attempted murder, and 3 assault charges. So this one was shocking. I was in the newsroom when this was all going down, and it shook the newsroom. It shook the Raleigh community. You were coming in. You're going to be covering the trial.
Yes.
What should people know about the case beforehand, before this trial starts and we're streaming it and it starts to gain traction?
So what's interesting about this is it is almost like a simulated trial, and that's why we keep saying the word trial, because we're going to hear all the evidence, from witnesses, from experts. Both sides are going to put on their case. But technically, it's a hearing because Austin Thompson has already decided that he's going to plead guilty to all these charges. So they're going to present all this evidence for the judge to decide what kind of sentence he's going to serve.
Okay.
And to your question, I mean, this made national headlines. This was out of nowhere. According to the prosecution, Austin Thompson was 15 years old. He comes home from school, normal school day. He turned in homework. He was attentive. All of his teachers say he was acting normally. He gets home that day. Maybe they play video games, but his brother and he were used to being home by themselves during the afternoon. They were 16 and 15 years old. At 4:20 in the afternoon, the prosecution says the normality of the day changes.
Okay.
Nobody knows why up to this point, and maybe we'll learn this during the hearing. But Austin Thompson decides he is going to attack his brother, and he shoots him in the back of the head, which does not kill him. And it was the first attack in what was an hours-long shooting spree through that neighborhood and onto the Neuse Greenway. And obviously, there's a different story and a different set of circumstances and evidence for each victim here. But that's how the crime began. Oh, yeah.
It's just sad all around for the victims. And he pleaded guilty, and I'll read this quote. Thompson's lawyer said he recognized the deep pain he caused while disclosing his guilty plea. We are ready to move forward. Our thoughts are with the families of the victims, Wake County District Attorney Lauren Freeman said at this time. This case is unique, obviously, because he was 15 at the time. So he's a minor. What is the differences from a minor being charged and going through this court case than if he was an adult committing these crimes? What are the differences that you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, if he was over the age of 18 when this happened, this would be a capital murder case and he would be eligible for the death penalty. I mean, the huge difference for Austin Thompson is he will live versus the possibility that he would have been sentenced to death. But there is very little evidence, at least, from attorneys and kind of conjecture, there's very little evidence that he will not spend the rest of his life in prison. The question is how many life sentences he'll serve, and will he have the possibility of parole? I think that is the thing that the victims' families are really it's caught in their heads. I mean, we spoke last week with our Sean Gallagher spoke last week with one of the victims' family members, and he said, life without parole is the only justice here. And the fact that parole is even on the table was surprising to him.
And that's the law because he was a minor at the time.
Right.
And it's tragic on both sides, and you feel and you understand, and I guess this is the point of having the hearing. Am I correct? You know everything, all this evidence that we've been waiting years to come out to light, because he had to recover himself from his self-sustained injuries as well. So yeah, this is very tragic. We in the web story, you guys can find all this reporting on WRAL.com. We have a team of some of the best journalists in the business covering this case. And go to WRAL.com, search Austin Thompson. You can find all the articles and all the research that goes on behind this. This is going to be a lengthy hearing. Am I correct?
It is. It's supposed to take 2 weeks. And I was surprised to learn, I didn't know this, but apparently it's up to the prosecution. They could put on just like 3 pieces of evidence and call it a day, or they could put on absolutely everything they have. So the idea that Austin Thompson didn't want to put the community and victims through a trial is sort of ironic, because we're going to hear evidence. That is clear. The question is how much evidence we're going to hear.
Okay. So is there anything, you've been doing a lot of research and digging into this the past few days. Is there anything that you're expecting to hear or possibly hear?
Yeah, I think that I think there's going to be a lot of focus, unfortunately, for people who are close to this case about how the victims died. I think there's going to be a lot of detail around that, and the reason being is the prosecution wants to send a message to the judge that this was a depraved act, that he did this without heart, and that he deserves the maximum sentence, right? So the more they draw attention to, and rightfully so, what the actions of that day, they're hoping that it'll sort of, show to the judge that he should give the maximum sentence. On the flip side, the defense is going to focus likely more on Austin Thompson's state of mind, his age at the time, the fact that perhaps there were people or experts that could have intervened given his mental health situation, and maybe it wasn't entirely on him. So I think we're going to hear a lot of mental health. I think we're going to hear a lot of kind of gory, awful details. And maybe definitely things that are going to pull at your heartstrings. I read today that Officer Torres was on the phone with his wife and his little girl when he was shot. There are things that you hear in this, and it just like makes you want to grab your heart and grab your loved ones and hold on to them. So it's going to be difficult, not only for family and friends, but for this community.
Absolutely. And I think that's the tough part about justice. But, this process brings closure. And we've been waiting years to get a close to this case and kind of put that chapter behind the Hedingham community and all the victims. And this is just an important part of the process, especially for those that are grieving. And you will be covering this case all week. And
into the next week, most likely. We're going to cover every day of this. Yeah, Sean Gallagher, our plan at least is that Sean Gallagher, who has been covering this since the beginning, will be in court, and I will be covering it here in the newsroom, kind of tag teaming it so that we have full presence on WRAL Plus and on our podcast and on our YouTube channel, as well as in all shows. You can also stream it, as I'm sure you were going to mention. So WRAL will be streaming the Austin Thompson case, this hearing, the sentencing on our YouTube channel and on WRAL.com. You guys can catch up and see what the latest and see what they're saying. What is your social media platform so people can follow you as well? You guys can also follow Sean Gallagher for the latest on this. Yeah, I'm at Clarity News, which you can find if you just go to WRAL.com. Click on my name, and it has all of my stuff underneath it, because Clarity is sort of hard to spell. But I'll be out there. I'll make sure I'll post on this so we're not missing anything.
Absolutely. So follow Megan for the latest. And guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully we get some closure with this. Is there anything else that I'm missing with this case? Anything that you've seen?
No, I just think I think exactly what you said. It's it's a very difficult part of the process.
Yes.
But it's time, and this community wants closure. And I just hope that they find some semblance of that throughout this process. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time. And again, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you like this video, subscribe. If you're listening to this on podcast, rate us, review us. Also, if you guys have questions on the WRL YouTube live stream, go ahead, drop those. If they're good, we'll ask them. I know daily we're trying to do a wrap of like, hey, this is what you need to know.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just don't have time. They're interested, but don't have time to sit through a whole hearing.
Right. And I recommend that too, because it's like we'll take sort of, okay, what was the main testimony of the day?
Yes.
And then sort of try and distill it down to what could this mean for the case going forward, and kind of talk it through with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, guys, stay tuned, subscribe, follow us wherever you get WRAL. We're going to keep you up to date on this. So, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and we hope that you have a great day.